12 years is a lot of work. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work. It's also a lot of work for you to balance 2 relationships too. Destiny!
Welcome to our channel. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice Gang. Also, welcome back, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and all our Love and Marriage Huntsville viewers. After, a lot went on this episode, make sure y'all be in those comments so we can see you, so we can get reacquainted. We missed y'all. If you don't already know who we are, my name is Sugar. This is my best friend,
Spice.
And today we'll be recapping season 3, episode 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Before we get into that, we want to give a shout out to our subscriber of the week, Asherah630. Hey girl. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being in the comments. You was following us all the way back since Love and Marriage was, we did our first recap. So Thank you for supporting us and still sticking around. Mm-hmm. If you want to be our next subscriber of the week and get a little shout out, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we do new videos, and leave us a comment below. Also, make sure you follow us on all our socials at Sugar and Spice 88 on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. All right, let's get into the mess. First episode, they already started with mess.
So we start off with Maurice and Marsau at Scott Manor. They discuss how Kimmi and Tisha have a strained relationship, so maybe Maurice may not be building as much as he may think he is. And Maurice is like, at the end of the day, the relationship is already strained, and really, in Kimmy's defense, she doesn't feel like she really did anything. So, the whole situation sucks. So then Marsau says that Tisha and Martell are a lot alike. They both don't really wait for a situation to pass by before they react. They just react right on the spot. So pretty much, they both be loud and wrong. So then, Maurice says, have you heard about the strawberry letter? And he tells him that Martell gave Mel an apology in the strawberry letter. And Marsau's thoughts on that is, he does feel that his apology was sincere to Mel, but he feels as though when it comes to Martell, he bounces back and forth with accountability.
Even though apology, me and Spice, we was on the phone, we was listening to it, and they led him to that apology. They slow walked him. Don't you think your wife deserves an apology? He didn't just come up there like, look, I want to make a mass apology to my wife for everybody, in front of everybody. I want to apologize because I was wrong. They walked him to that.
Yeah, he was really more so there to kind of defend himself, and he said to get advice from Steve Harvey. He wasn't there to apologize. So that matters too. Listen, Marsau says the best apology is changed behavior. Period. Okay?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right.
So the next scene, we go to Melody's house, and Destiny's coming over for drinks. Melody's saying, even though the divorce is final, it's done. Amen, Lord, thank you, Jesus. That she's not ready to date. She's just happy kind of being by herself, learning herself what she wants, what she doesn't want, and she's just completely fine and cool with that.
Right.
So then Destiny says that she met up with Kimmi. Kimmi was all in her business like, so what's going on with you and Lil Barrick? And she says, everybody want to know the tea, but they don't know my tea. My tea is...
Drop it.
I'm divorced. I've been divorced 4 months. Huh? Girl, what?
A month, Destiny?
That's crazy.
So, and divorces take a while.
Right.
So you've been holding this in for a year minimum. Oh my goodness. Wow. So, I could see Mel taking it in wow. And I could see Mel battling in her head
how to respond.
Do I respond with, I'm so sorry and I'm, really sad that you're going through this? Or do I respond with, why the hell you ain't tell me, ho? Like, it's like...
Because it's like, I can't imagine going through something like that and not telling my best friend.
If I'm telling you everything that I'm going through, and then you're going through something that's almost correlated and similar to what I'm going through, but you don't tell me anything.
It's so strange.
What is that about?
And then Mel says, why didn't you tell me? And she says, well, you know, you had your own stuff you're going through. I was like, girl, I wasn't going through nothing that crazy that I couldn't have been there for you. And she switches to, well, you know, you were busy, you were on tour. Destiny, you didn't want to tell her because you were embarrassed. I get that. Just say that, girl. Don't be like, oh, well, it was you. You had a lot going on, sis. I didn't want to jump in there.
You were embarrassed. You felt like a failure. Mm-hmm. You didn't want everyone to know. You felt ashamed. You didn't want to hear or get any kind of like, you know, feedback or responses back. You didn't want to hear people's comments about it. Mm-hmm. But that's your friend. I could understand not telling the world, but why would you not tell your friend?
Right. Y'all could have been helping each other. Y'all could have been leading each other. Y'all are literally going through the same situation.
Like, you just had a baby.
Mel just had a baby.
Mel just had a baby. You just going through a divorce. Mel just went through a divorce. Right. Like, being postpartum and going through a divorce, like, who the hell could relate to that? Like, that's some hard stuff.
A lot.
That's horrible. And then for you to say that you wanted to go through it by yourself, that's fine. But just say that. Don't say, oh, you were busy. Oh, I didn't want to put it on you. Just be honest about it. Just say, yo, it was really sensitive. I did not want to talk about it. I just got to a point to where I could talk about it without crying. Just say that.
So then Kimmi stops by Marsau's office to drop him off some meal prep food because he says that, what?
I need that. Bring that.
Seriously. Because he says that Tisha's been so busy with school, she hasn't had a chance to cook for him. I guess he can't cook for his daggone self. So he enlisted Kimmi to meal prep for him. So then he asked Kimmi to help plan a surprise party for Tisha's graduation. And Kimmi was like, no. And that's why I like Kimmi, because she's very honest. Yeah. And she's like, I'm not
direct.
I'm not gonna play these games with y'all. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. We're just gonna be very direct about the situation, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't have to lie. I don't have to, you know, do all the weird stuff. This is what it is. Y'all been bad mouthing me this whole time. Y'all said I wasn't a good sister. You know, Tisha acting funny towards me. She act like she don't even like me. So why you gonna ask me to help plan this party?
Exactly. Like, go ask Wanda.
Well, Wanda is conveniently going to be out of town the day that Tisha's having her surprise graduation party.
Wow, Martell.
So after he keeps begging, Kimmi eventually gives in and says that she'll help with some of it, but not all of it.
So then we switch to Tisha and her cousin Keke. And they're at the shoe store trying on some shoes. And apparently Tisha already know about the surprise graduation party that Marsau was planning for her. And Keke is asking, well, are your in-laws going to be there? Tisha's like, I don't know. Well, is Kimmi going to be there? Well, I don't know. But if she is there, I know I ain't bringing up Scott Manor no more. And she also says that she's just over everything. She's tired of the arguing. She doesn't want to be mad anymore. And she's just ready to move forward.
So then, we're at Destiny's beauty supply store. Whew. Martell stops in. Anytime Martell and Destiny are alone together, it's never a good time.
It's always something contentious going on.
So Martell stops in and
he asks, how is the baby doing?
So after she says, yeah, baby's doing good. How's your kids doing? I saw you made a little Instagram post. Oh, we're going straight there. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, so I don't know what the problem is, you know, so you want me to deny my baby? I don't. And then Destiny just says, well, there's just a serious lack of empathy, like, you know, baby steps. To me, I still feel like Mel is giving him way too much energy. And I feel like at this point, you should expect this type of activity mess from Martell. Yeah. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I do think it's weird that, okay, if you're saying like, it's not even like it was a group picture and you was like, oh, dropping all my kids off.
It was just extra.
It's like you got one kid, you're talking about the one kid, and then you're talking about And I hear Martell talking about, well, they're all my kids. It's all the same. I was mentioning all the kids. It's just like, I feel like y'all should expect this from Martell at this point.
And just leave it alone.
He's not an accountability taker. He's not that type of guy. So, you already know he likes to poke the bear. He likes to do little funny stuff to get a reaction. So I just don't feel like y'all should give him this reaction. I don't even feel like you should talk to him about it.
Right.
When a child is over there throwing a tantrum and crying because they can't get a candy bar at the supermarket store, do you be like, oh my God, wait, no, you be like, girl, I ain't got time. I'm not about to give you what you want. I'm not about to just get you the candy bar just because. Like, y'all giving him the candy bar every time. Just leave him in a corner to cry, and eventually he'll stop crying.
That's true. Because he's going to keep doing it because y'all keep giving him energy.
So Martell starts taking the products out the box, and he's talking about, yeah, because, I'm partnering with this company, so I want you to sell this in your store. And she's like, oh, you partnered with a company? What company? She's asking details, and then when she starts asking details, come to find out Martell is pushing products for a company that he hasn't even signed a contract for. It's not even official that he's going to get paid anything because he hasn't signed a contract.
Right.
And Destiny's like, yeah, you need to handle your business on that.
Right.
And she's 100% right. Why? So you took the time out of your day. Instead of driving in the car and going to sign his contract, you hopped your behind in the car to go get her to sell products that you are technically not a part of. You don't have your name on yet.
Right.
Does that make sense to you, Martell?
Not to me.
As a businessman, Destiny basically says that, dang, maybe Mel was the brains of the operation because who the heck does that? That's just bad business. And that's just fact. He says, nah, I was waiting to sign a contract. I was waiting until after I got divorced. She said, okay, well, how long you been divorced? It's been a few months. So that still don't make no sense. But we digress. So then he asked about, LeBaric, how's LeBaric? And she said, it's in God's hands, child. I ain't got it. I don't know what to tell you. And they get to like a weird back and forth. Well, you got to put the work in. Yeah, I know I got to put the work in, but you got to do this.
Hey, 12 years is a lot of work. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work. It's also a lot of work for you to balance two relationships too. Destiny. Ooh. Marcel's like, see, that's why you're getting divorced right now. It's your mouth. You and Mel's mouth.
Why does he always have to bring Mel into this?
Leave Mel alone. And not for nothing, Destiny did come in hot. But Martell was trying to act like he has some advice to give when he's out here like doing all the wrong things in his marriage. Don't talk about, it depends on us to do the work. Like Martell, no. Like you just, no.
Also,
stop.
So you and Mel got a divorce because of her mouth, not because of the infidelity for multiple years and the side baby.
Okay. So then Destiny is like, oh, yeah, you can't handle it, right? Because we're too much women for you. Martell goes into his confessional and he's like, the only men, they're going to end up alone. The only type of men they're going to be able to be with is a weak man. And I'm sorry, not
cheating doesn't make you a strong man.
Okay, like. What
are you talking about, Martell?
Your wife divorced you and it had nothing to do with you being like a strong man.
He said the women they need to let the men be men.
What is that about?
They need to let them cheat.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
And the women just need to be women. What does that mean?
Weird. I ain't got no words. I ain't got no energy for Martell.
Tired of him. So then we move on to Mel at her office, and she is in her confessional. She talks about how her song charted #4, how she's gonna do a music video, and she also wants to do some performances. And she also talks about how business has been doing great for her. She's been like, expanding her businesses, going into other ventures, and also just, doing what she's been doing. Then, knock on the door, Chris stops by. And he actually brings up to her that he wants her to be a part of the 47 acres deal. He wants her to build some houses on the 47 acres.
I feel like it is because the same reason last season they didn't really want Martell to be a part of it, because his brand was getting very messy. His name was very messy. Mel's name is now elevating, so I feel like that's why they want her to be a part of the 47 acres.
So then Mel says, did you talk to Martell about this? Because you know how he is about this 47 acres. And Chris is like, no, I didn't, but I'm going to. And Mel is like, well, you need to, because we already have a lot going on with us, and I'm not trying to add no more fuel to the fire. I don't know. Y'all let us know how you feel about Chris. Do y'all feel like Chris is a friend to anybody at this point.
McGee, man.
I don't.
Even from last season, he was sketchy.
He is.
And then, because, okay, if Martell is your partner, that's the person you're doing it with. Why wouldn't you talk to him first before going to Mel?
So now we meet up, and it's Tisha's graduation. Shout out to Tisha for graduating with her second master's.
Black excellence.
Black excellence, black girl magic, all those good things, So we see that Mel actually is invited to the party, and she stops by, and she is here to support, and she wants to put things behind her and Tisha, which I like because Mel, you have enough stuff going on. You do not need to be fighting with nobody else. Martell is enough. So then we see that Horace, Tisha's father, is there. We also get to meet T-Man, Tisha's brother, and we get to see Keke again, which is Tisha's cousin. So
some of the things that I saw, I kind of feel like, well, I think she could have kind of had her back a little bit more, you know, in that situation or whatever. But
which one was that?
At the reunion.
Right. And the
There was a
question was,
asked,
did we ever talk about Melody Hope?
And
Tisha's answer was no, and my answer was yes.
Yeah, and so it kind of contradicted. I was like, ooh.
How was I supposed to answer the question? I just want to know.
I commend you for being honest. I do, because I feel like you were honest.
Do you think we talked about Melody Hope? Yes or no, Keke?
Yeah, I do.
So what is my answer supposed to be?
I'm going to stay out of it.
So do you not think that some of this conversation might be, maybe Tisha should have answered yes? I'm curious, do y'all have these long conversations with T about the fact that she shouldn't have said no, we don't talk about it?
About how she should have just been honest, because besides the fact of just being honest, y'all were on camera. Mel saw it. She can literally go back to the tape, rewind it, play it again, rewind it, play it again.
Literally.
So what's the point of lying?
On my phone. You didn't talk about me?
How do you look? You're mad at Kimmi for being honest?
And then what are you lying about? You're not lying about anything of value. Yeah, I talked about you. Yeah. Well, Mel, you talked about me too. Easy. Like, what's the problem?
Y'all are still mad about something that's so insignificant that happened years ago. And on top of that, now Tisha and Cool are Mel again, but you're still mad at Kimmi because of this? And the family want to step in and have a talk with Kimmi about it?
See,
are y'all crazy?
Y'all are dysfunctional as hell, because instead of just, this is what I'm talking about, this whole blind loyalty thing, it don't work for me.
Right.
Because right is right and wrong is wrong.
That's the importance of having people around you that's just going to tell you when you're right and when you're wrong.
Tell you the truth, hold and keep accountability. And now I you know, not for nothing, Marsau was being shady, but he wasn't wrong when he said that Tisha and Martell are alike in this aspect. When it comes to taking accountability, it's so unnecessarily hard for them. It's so easy to just say, yeah, I was talking about her.
Not only will they not take accountability, they'll try to make it seem like somebody did something to them and drag it on out.
Drag it. Conversation is broken up because Tisha comes in. Tisha is arrived at her graduation party, gives Mel a hug, talks about the baby. Mel gives her a massage gift card and a whole thing. So you and Mel are on the right path, but you still mad at Kimmi? Like, girl, stop.
It makes zero sense.
None at all.
So then we cut to a scene where Marsau and Tisha's cousin Bernard are talking. And Bernard brings up the fact that last season, Marsau said something that, well, you know, your family's from the other side of the tracks. So.
I just want to point out that Keke's like, yeah, get him, cousin Bernard. Yeah, get him. And Keke is really the new Wanda. Keke is out here stirring it up.
But you see why Tisha is. Look at her village.
Yeah.
Look at her family.
Look at her accountability group. And you see why Tisha does not take accountability for anything.
But basically, Marsau is really trying to flip it and make it seem like instead of, when you want to talk about accountability, instead of taking accountability for what you said and admitting that you were trying to insult the family.
Good point.
What you decided you wanted to do is say, no, I mean, if you guys are from the other side of the tracks, me too.
I'm on the worst side of the track.
I mean, yeah, y'all was from the projects, but me and my family, we was homeless. So everybody cool, right? We can wrap this up.
Don't act like you don't know how the relationship with me and your family is better now, but it wasn't as good.
With
in the
my
beginning.
family? How was the relationship with you and my family?
Is this news to you?
Yes. With you and my whole family?
How do you say this? I'm not saying that we disagree. I'm just saying we come from different sides of the track. We're
What the
different.
hell does that supposed to mean?
You know how you meant it, okay?
If you
don't
felt like y'all
bring
were
up an
both-
analogy of the other side of the tracks to talk about worse and worser. That doesn't make sense.
If you felt like you were from the other side of the tracks too, why would you say, well, you know, because we were raised differently, your family from the other side of the tracks?
No,
Stop lying.
I'm not buying it. Marcel was like, Wanda wasn't there, but Wanda's presence was there. And let me tell you something, he is not wrong.
Yeah,
Yo, they showed up and showed out
Oh
for
my God.
Wanda and for Tisha. Like, they represented hard.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
So now Keisha.
Ooh.
So now Tisha pulls Kimmi to So now Kimmi pulls Tisha to the side to discuss how basically her family ran down on her, talking about she's not loyal enough. So Kimmi pulls Tisha to the side to talk about that, and you know Kimmi better than me. Because she's just like basically very apologetic. Apologetic for what? I'm not even sure. And she's basically trying to say, like, I love you. How do we mend this? Like, what, you know? Here goes Tisha. I just feel like you weren't there for me and you don't have my back and I don't feel supported. Like, Tisha, stop. You literally made up a problem out of thin air. Like, literally out of thin air. Nothing is even wrong, really. You're just saying these things to try to get some kind of sympathy.
Yeah.
And you're mad because you couldn't form some kind of anti-Mel alliance with Kimmi, which is what you really mean when you say, oh, you weren't there for me. You didn't have my back.
Yeah, and she don't have no sisters, so that's why she clinged on to the relationship with her and Kimmi so tight. No, you clinged on because you wanted somebody to be in your corner as you were on the opposite side with Mel. And that's really just it.
Then Kimmi brings up a very good point. If you guys watch if you need to, you know, get a little recap, go watch our behind the scenes episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes.
Where they reveal that not only did Tisha make up this problem out of nowhere, she actually was going behind Kimmi's back, talking bad about her to
Kaiwa.
Maurice's ex-wife, Kaiwa. And Kaiwa was calling Kimmi all types of homewreckers, hoes, sluts, tricks. And Tisha was like,
quiet. You was mute.
So this loyalty, this diehard follow you off a cliff loyalty that you're begging for, that you swear you're not getting from Kimmi, you didn't have a word to say when somebody literally called her a homewrecker. And you went out of your way to meet up with Kaiwa to talk about her. Are you okay, girl?
It just doesn't make any sense to me because at the end of the day, when Kimmi tries to explain that to her, Tisha completely glosses over it.
But
we have no acknowledgement.
Because
I just feel that you could say you love me, but you have to show it. Girl, what about the Kaiwa situation?
What did your actions say?
Oh my God.
What did your actions say, Tisha?
What did we, like, can we at least get a sorry? Can we at least say I could have handled that better?
She didn't even want to acknowledge it.
She didn't even acknowledge it.
Oh, mercy.
So then Kimmi goes into her confessional and she's like, you know what, Tisha's spoiled. And a part of it is the village. Like, we've all had pampered her. We've spoiled her. We've always, like, patted her on the back and told her that she's a good girl when she was acting like a brat.
Tisha gonna stress me out this season too, because like you really watched yourself back on tape, knew what you did with the Kaiwa, and still are acting like somebody really just did you so dirty. I literally can't even.
Obviously, it's hurting you and you want your friend back, but your need to not take accountability and not be wrong in any way, shape, or form is more important to you than your friendship with her, apparently. Kimmi goes into her confessional and she's like, you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like I'm a broken record. I feel like I'm not being heard, which she's not
at all.
It's so frustrating. And she just feels like Tisha already has her mind made up. The role that all of us are going to play in this situation, Kimmi is going to be playing the villain, the person that did everything wrong, and Tisha is playing the victim, the person who has everything wrong done to them. And those are the parts that they're going to play, and that's how it's going to go. Tisha has her mind made up. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, conversation in life is so much more complicated than that. There could be times where I'm wrong. There could be times where I'm the aggressor. It could be times where I'm right.
All within the same situation.
All within the same situation. And that is perfectly okay. Tisha can't think that deep. It has to be one thing for one person and another thing for another person. And I just think that's really, really immature, and it's not fair at all to Kimmi and the situation in general. And that's what's really stopping your progress, because like you said, you've already moved forward with Mel. She's at the graduation party. Y'all hugging, y'all asking about the babies and everything. And you still mad at Kimmi crying. Girl, get it together.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And all of our Love and Marriage Huntsville viewers, we need to see you guys in the comments. Love and Marriage Huntsville is probably one of our most dynamic shows that we cover. So we love to hear all of y'all opinions. There's so many couples and so many issues. And listen, like we said before, if you agree or disagree, we appreciate the commentary anyway. Let's have a discussion.
Respectfully.
Yes. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can know when we drop a new video. And also follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And we look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
Good energy.
Today we gonna share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put